What's up, everybody? This is TSTP Collects. I'm just a new channel. I'm a guy who likes to collect just like you guys, and I'm here to bring you some reviews from time to time, and I hope you guys will have me. Today we're going to be looking at the Mafex Zack Snyder Justice League version of Batman. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the packaging. So it comes in this like plastic box that has the actual box inside of it already, which I find to be pretty cool. I think that's quality stuff. So let's crack it. One thing I love about Mafex is that they include a certification. They include this because in today's modern day, the bootlegs are getting pretty good, and it's good to know you have a real deal figure, so that's nice and always appreciated. Okay, so this is what he looks like outside of the packaging. There's all his accessories. In the back, you'll find a stand that I'm not really going to use, but it's taped back there, and I guess I can use it one day for another figure. God knows I have too many. So yeah, let me get this guy out of here. All right, so there he is, sloppily flopped out there with all his accessories. And let's just take a quick look before I take all this plastic out. Yeah, he looks really good. The paint looks really good. You got that new figure smell. The cape is like long and bellowy. I like that it has the wire here. I expected that from Mafex. Mafex has extreme quality when it comes to capes. I mean, at least in my opinion. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this pleatherish material, but it looks good. It looks good. I like the belt. I like the gray on the suit. I love the likeness to Ben Affleck on the face. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there's the figure standing in all his glory. He stands pretty well, you know, right out of the box. No stand. The cape kind of helps him out with that. So let's just take a quick look at the accessories before we get into the articulation. I'm really looking forward to checking out these head sculpts. So that's a bit of a grinding teeth, angry face there. I really like the thickness of the head. It really reminds me of the movie. I think they got the cheeks right. A lot of details here that are really important that I think a lot of other figure lines just don't capture. Then we have a screaming head. I'm not really going to pose him that much with this, but it does look good. For what it is, it does look good. Looks great. Then you have an amazing Ben Affleck head sculpt. It's so good, in fact, that I'd be interested to see how or if it could fit on this Mafex Daredevil. That's really cool. Okay, and then we have the two fists that come on him in packaging. And then we have these open palm throwing hands with the gold decal on the knuckles, which is pretty cool. Then we have gripping hands, I think, for the grappling gun. Pretty cool. You can probably fit any weapon in there if you want to get creative. And then we have these gripping hands for the batarangs, which are pretty cool. Not a lot of hands. Usually you get a little more with Mafex, but that's fine. It's Batman. Personally, I would have liked to see like gripping hands, like battle gripping hands. That would have been cool with this Batman, but I digress. This is fine. He also comes with 3 really nicely sculpted and detailed batarangs. And then he comes with this cool grappling gun. This is not my favorite design for Batman's grappling gun, but he uses it so dynamically and confidently in the movies that it kind of became iconic. I'm not a huge fan of the Snyder movies or the Snyderverse, but he has this tendency where his movies start along the right path. He just veers way off. So he got Batman right. He got Superman right. He just got the stories really, really wrong. All right, guys, let's get into articulation. So articulation is my main selling point when it comes to action figures. And I'm not going to lie, this guy I heard isn't the best when it comes to articulation. But for me, the most important thing is that he looks great and can do basic poses, basic kicks. It just can't look bad. It can't be Hasbro bad. And that'll be enough for me. Up here at the neck, he goes side to side. I think you got a double ball peg joint that starts in his neck, goes all the way up to his throat. So you get really dynamic posing. Oh, his head pops off a little easy, but it pops back on easy, so that's okay. So yeah, as you can see, you get really good neck articulation. Let's do the arms before we do the cape. So the arms go up about that much. It's kind of giving me a little resistance. I don't want to go crazy and break my figure right out of the box. Do we get a good butterfly? He's kind of stiff. Can I do a 360? Oh no, I don't like that sound. You can do a 360 going that way, but not the other way around. So I might have to oil that up in my own time. It's interesting. Why can't he do that? When I get to here, I get a resistance that I really don't like. It feels like it's going to snap the peg, so I really don't want to do that. So if I want to get his arm up, I have to kind of go backwards to get it up here. That kind of sucks. Okay, so let's check out the butterfly joints. How do they work? Is this guy the same way on this side? That's so weird. They operate okay. It's not great, but it's really not bad either. So what about back? Back is a little better. You got a swivel over there at the bicep, double joint at the elbow, a little stiff. I get a little nervous with these import figures. I had a bad experience with a Mafex Deadshot from the Suicide Squad, and that figure broke apart in 9 different ways 10 minutes out of the box. So I know they've come a long way in terms of quality, but you know, silly things do happen. Like this neck popping out very easily, I don't like, but it's still not so bad. Down to the gauntlets here that are really nicely detailed, by the way. I like that they're brown. I don't know why they're brown. I don't remember them. Can you guys see that? I don't remember them being brown in the movie, but the gauntlets do not swivel. But down at the wrist, you have a peg. I think I hit ball peg, or I don't know the name of the peg, but you get any kind of motion you'd like out of there. It's not really restricted. So that's awesome. Now down to the make or break of a lot of figures, the ab articulation or the upper torso articulation goes back about that much. So he goes back a lot. That's pretty good for him to like jump off a building, you know? That's pretty awesome. And then now, what about going forward without using this bottom piece of articulation? Going forward, not as much, but definitely not bad. Now, if I use the ball peg down here at the waist, how much can we get? He goes forward okay, actually a lot better than I expected. And then going all the way back using this ball peg, which obviously swivels, goes side to side. A good amount. Honestly, it's getting all passes from me. Now down to the legs, we have drop downs. We do have drop downs. Drop downs are definitely not my favorite, but they're definitely not the worst. Something about Mafex and their articulation system and their sculpt, it just works. So even though I don't like certain things that they do, it just kind of comes together really nice, so I'm going to trust it. So his leg goes up about that much, which is really good. Goes back not so much because it's blocked by the butt. Double joint down here at the knees, going great. Down to the boots do not swivel. But down here we have the ankles, which rock forward and back. You get really good ankle pivot. It's pretty good. And then you get a good toe. Did you get a toe hinge down here, or am I bugging? Oh, you do. You get a toe hinge, but it doesn't really work that well. Yeah. Interesting. It only goes up that much. Okay. That's all right. Now let's look at the cape. The cape has 2 wires that go along each side, but none along the bottom. So you're going to get poses like this that stick pretty well, which I think is all you really need. You can get pretty creative with this. I'm sure it could be better. You probably could customize it and do something better yourself, but this looks good. So yeah, he looks pretty cool. Okay guys, so here's my overall impressions of this figure. It's not the best figure in the world. I really wish it moved a little better. As far as Mafex goes, this isn't the best in terms of articulation, but it is one of the best in terms of sculpt. Just looking at it, looking at all the details, the paint is really awesome, and the resemblance from the movie is uncanny. They got the sculpt down perfect. I'm not a huge fan of these movies at all, but I am a huge fan of this Batman, and he just looks so good just to pose him like really fast. He just looks good in any way you kind of get him. You can't really get this with McFarlane. I don't know if you can get this with Mezco or other lines like that. This might be the best Snyder Batman that exists, and I'm glad to have it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how this guy stacks up with his own Mafex brethren. First, we're going to start with a figure that I just got that I am in love with. This is such a good figure. The Mafex Daredevil. Another figure that I just got from Mafex. Again, a 10 out of 10. And also strangely better articulated than both of these. The Mafex Hush Superman. Oh, there they go. Yeah, he's probably the best. Like, this guy can kick up in the air and then, like, reach over and hold his leg. It's wild. Right, so pretty similar. It looks like he's actually slightly taller than both of them, which is interesting. I kind of like it. I dig that he's a little bigger, actually, because I don't really like when import figures are a lot smaller than they need to be. This is like a real, like the Marvel Legends size is where I'd like them to be. All right, let's see how he looks next to some Mezcos. You got my Mezco custom Wolverine that will never stand on its own. No matter what I do, these ankles are pretty terrible, so I'll just hold them right there. And then you have a Mesco Robin that I got a while ago that kind of just sits on my shelf, but is also a really great figure. So this is how he stands next to them. He looks really good with Robin. Or Damian Wayne. All right, what else we got? We got some Marvel Legends. Show you guys how he looks next to a Marvel Legends Iron Man. And how he looks next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Iron Man's bigger, but he should be. And let's see how he looks next to some King of Articulation Amazing Yamaguchis. So you got a Captain America here, one of my favorite figures. It's kind of discombobulated. What's the word? He's a little funky to pose around, but he is awesome. He's got a lot of charm to him, as does this Amazing Yamaguchi Iron Man. And then we have him standing next to some SH figure arts. We got Trunks. Oh, look, they stand so well. You got Trunks, and you have Kakashi Sensei with a custom, I forgot the name of this sword. This was Zabuza's sword, the Executioner Blade. So yeah, I got an Executioner Blade just for Kakashi. And that's how Batfleck looks next to them. And last but certainly not least, my other Batman figures, but this time from McFarlane. So you have the McFarlane Batman from The Flash, 84 Batman. It's going to look huge next to this Mafex Batfleck. And then finally, one of McFarlane's greatest figures, one of the rare 10 out of 10s that they have. It is the McFarlane Armored Batman that just recently came out. You can't even get him all the way in there. He's huge. Move this guy back a little bit. Yeah, but I like this because you can kind of believe that this guy would get in this suit to fight Superman. So it kind of scales out really well. All right, guys, that's the end of my size comparisons. This has been TSTP Collects. I hope you guys like my review. I might move on to some more anime figures. I have some My Hero Academia Amazing Yamaguchis. I got some 5K toy stuff. Just a lot of stuff I'm excited to share with you guys. So I hope you stick around. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.